Victor Wembanyama is not overrated, and he sure as heck ain't BOL BOL 2.0. Having said, the Spurs are pretty bad this week.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. Caught an article here on The Ringer that I want to share with you guys this morning about everybody needing to chill out about Wemby. And Spurs fans, look, we got to expect criticism when our Spurs are losing bad. Take it with a grain of salt. We know what we got. We know I got our franchise guy. It's just going to be rough, especially after a week like this. They blow the lead against the Raptors and lose in overtime. They get absolutely annihilated by the Pacers. And then they look just lost last night against the Knicks, where Zach Collins is throwing past to Calvin Johnson when he's not looking. It's bouncing off him going out of bounds. Or we have a 5-on-2 fast break and Trey Jones is shooting a three. Just a total mess this week as a whole. With that being said, Wemby's not BOL BOL 2.0, and he's certainly not overrated. So drop a comment down below. You guys think your thoughts about the New York fans chanting overrated last night while Wemby was in the game. Fans just, or other players saying that he's BOL BOL 2.0, former players and current players now. Let me know in the comments down below. It's all nonsense, is it not? Hit the thumbs up, like, help support our channel, and subscribe to become part of a wonderful San Antonio Spurs community, which, my goodness, you guys are debating a lot this week, and I absolutely love it. Keep it civil, but I love the debates. Anyway, through the ups and downs of Victor Wembanyama's young career, fans have begun to look for something to blame other than unreasonable expectations. The San Antonio Spurs' future is as bright as ever, but it's going to take some time to get there. I agree 100%. Wemby, moving right on. The San Antonio Spurs took a 21-point drubbing by the New York Knicks days after getting beaten by the Pacers by 41 and blowing a 22-point second-half lead to the Raptors. Through 2 weeks, they are 3-5, with the NBA's worst point differential by a wide margin. I did not know that. I know when we lose sometimes by a whole ton. And right now, I have the worst differential in the NBA. Feeling a lot like that, sure, in that regards, is it not, Spurs fans? That being said, we go further in the article and see that Knicks starting center Mitchell Robinson compared Wemby to BOL BOL, just like Shaq did the week prior. And Robinson wanted to outplay him, which he did. The whole Knicks team outplayed the Spurs last night. This is a team thing, not just a one-player thing. And Knicks fans chanted overrated in the second half. And you guys have talked about this in the chat. We can't expect Wemby to have the same immediate turnaround as David Robinson or Tim Duncan. David came in, he had a veteran like Terry Cummings on the team. Sean Elliott was on the team. And he had some guys that were there, and they started to build a unit. Tim, of course, came into a perfect situation with David Robinson already being here, coming back from injury, and having Pop as his coach. So Wemby in a little bit of a different, well, not a little bit, a much different situation. The earlier for Wemby, though, is still positive. He's already a transformative defender who deters players from testing the paint when he's lurking and causes them to rethink jump shots because of his 8-foot wingspan. If San Antonio's perimeter defense wasn't so porous, which it is, we give up so many open threes right now. It's ridiculous the amount of three-point. You can just make a sandwich, maybe have a drink. So nobody's coming. All right, I guess I'll shoot the three now. I mean, I'm good. He received defensive player consideration. He was in a rookie, but defense is about 5 players, not 1. And I know there's been talk about Wemby possibly being a defensive player of the year, and he might be statistically there when it's all said and done at the end of the year. But the Spurs have one of, or if not the worst defensive player, their defensive rating in the NBA. How can you give a player defensive player of the year when the defense as a whole just absolutely sucks? And sure, it wouldn't be his fault. Still, is there ever a time a last place defense had a defensive player of the year? I gotta think no. Let's move along further in the article, Spurs fans. On offense, his 38-point juggernaut against the Suns showed his potential to be the best player in the world, and it really does. We've seen him take over games in spurts, which shows us that he does have an in him. Just right now, the team's offense is definitely, they're not communicating, they're not playing well together. He's out there turning into a jump shooter, which is the last thing you want from a 7'4" guy, bunch of jump shots and three-pointers. They'll figure it out, but it's going to take longer, I think, than we want it to. Through the ups and downs of Wemby's young career, fans have begun looking for something to blame other than unreasonable expectations. Spurs fans are engaged in a civil war about whether Jeremy Sohan should be playing point guard. I want to finish with that because, wow, you guys really are, the community seems very split. I don't know if it's 40-60 or 50-50, but I did a video about Sohan. Maybe he should not be the point guard. You guys really were very demonstrative in your thoughts about that, in the comments about your thoughts about that, and then in the stream really the last few streams we've done together, really outspoken about your thoughts on whether he should still be or should not be. And I get the feeling it leans more towards not than for with a lot of the community. That being said, I think Pop's going to roll with this for the whole year, and we're just going to have to ride it along, and we're going to have to also get used to criticism towards Wemby. And I know some Spurs fans don't like it, want to make it sort of a video that addresses negative things with our Spurs, but I need to address what's going on in the community, what's going on in the NBA world. And right now, this is happening. And don't be shocked if the Spurs go on the road, and if the Spurs are having a bad game and Wemby's not doing great either, if the overrated chants don't come out, if more players start calling a BOL BOL 2.0, like maybe or just BOL BOL in general to try to get into his head, it's going to happen. Just ignore it. Who cares? Right? I mean, we know that we know deep down in our Spurs hearts, no matter how much we got our blinders on, our Spurs blinders saying we're going to get 50 wins this year, maybe an NBA championship team, we know deep down that maybe we got a little lucky against the Suns. We just caught them at the right time, whatever it was. But for us to get blown up by 40 points or more twice, and then have games like last night, we're probably not as good as we want us to be, but we have so much to look forward to in the future. This year's going to be rough. It's going to be a growing year just like last year. It's going to be an adjustment year, but there's going to be some games too the Spurs win that people do not expect them to, like those games against the Suns. And there's going to be games where Wemby goes out there and drops 30, maybe 40, maybe 50. Hey, I'll say it here. And we're going to be like, man, when everything comes together, we're going to be a championship team again. It's not going to be this year, unfortunately. We will be again. We have so many draft picks next year. Don't forget, we have, I believe, a lottery protected pick from the Hornets. We have a top six protected pick from the Raptors. And then we have our own pick. And if things go like they were last night, we're probably going to be a bottom 5 team in the NBA, which means we could get a top 5 pick, maybe a top 3 pick. Maybe lightning strike twice, and we get a number 1 overall pick again. Why not? That'd be our first overall pick. I'm down with that, aren't you? That being said, it'll be Go Spurs Go every day here, no matter what happens, win, lose, or tie. Go Spurs Go until we die. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you have a great day. And if you're off tomorrow like I am, congratulations on the day off, whether it's from work, school, or both. I don't know. But thank you guys for your support. I'll be live tomorrow night for the game against the Timberwolves. That could be a rough one, so hopefully we come out firing on all spark plugs, all what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Just pedal to the metal and the Spurs win. How's that? Thank you all, and as always, Go Spurs Go.